To all who come to this happy place, welcome.
Welcome to Mouse House. Hi everyone.
Hey.
Welcome.
Mouse House episode 5.
Episode 5.
It's pretty impressive.
It is. So we are going to discuss the wondrous Pixar film Up.
We are indeed.
Yes.
But before we start, the elephant in the room.
You're going off script.
Yeah, a little bit. Sorry.
What's happening?
Just the elephant in the room. I've seen the new Aladdin film. It's just come out. You haven't.
Correct.
We won't be talking about it yet. But
not
we will
not till it's on home release.
Yeah, so when it comes out on home release, probably Disney Plus, we'll talk about that.
Are we gonna say why?
Yeah, go on.
I've not seen the original. Okay, sue me. I'm so bad.
In fact, someone's reaction at work today was, your wife loves Disney and she hasn't seen Aladdin.
I know. Well, I might have seen it when I was a child, but I don't remember it.
Really?
Really. I know that A Whole New World. But
you know the songs.
Yeah. So if anyone is from England, which I'm assuming most of you are if you're listening, you never know. If you watched I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here, you will have known of the relationship between Jordan and Peter Andre in the jungle. And
Where is this going?
Do you not know about this?
Not at all.
Okay, so when they were in the jungle, they wrote a song together and then released it afterwards. And then because they're in a couple now, they released them doing a duet of A Whole New World.
Really?
And that just ruined it. So when I hear that song now, I see their stupid faces and I get really annoyed. So that's part of it. But also, like I've mentioned in the intro episode, I don't do Disney princesses much.
No.
And I don't do romance very much in general films anyway. So just didn't feel like my bag, so I didn't bother.
Yeah.
Wait for it to come out on DVD.
No, that's understandable. Before we move on and talk about the film that we watched, do you want to quickly mention Instagram? Just give a good, big thank you to the people following us and stuff like that.
Well, you're already doing it, so you might as well carry on.
Okay. Thanks, guys. So how many are we sat at the moment?
I don't know, because you made me put my phone on airplane mode for this. Last time I checked, we were on like 100 and something.
So thank you, guys.
But we got all 100 followers in less than 24 hours, and we can't be more appreciative.
Oh, that's awesome. And we've had some pretty high plays for the fact that we've only just started as well. So thank you to everyone that's listening.
3 days ago, we had 112.
It's really good. So thanks, guys.
Shall we take it off airplane mode? Just 1 second.
Yeah,
I'm just going to move
just
the phone
check,
away.
Just check.
I'm going to see.
Check.
It's all loading back. Let's refresh the feed. 122.
122. So all 122 of you, thank you very much. And feel free to, from Instagram and everything like that, we're going to be picking the movies out of a hat live. So get involved. Leave some comments. All of that stuff. So, yeah. That was just a quick thank you. And let's go for it. Are you going to take a live picture?
I am. That's going to go on the Instagram story in a moment. Sorry.
Excellent.
Sorry, I don't know what that laugh was. So anyway, moving on. Jimmy Carr. Jimmy Carr fans, you'll know what I'm talking about. So we're going to talk about Up today.
We are.
So we'll start with a 60-second challenge as always.
Can we just say one more thing though before we do that?
More housekeeping.
There's no housekeeping. This is weirdly the 10th anniversary of Up.
You said it was today. I looked online, it says it's tomorrow, the 29th.
Well, all the YouTube videos were saying 10th anniversary, so...
Okay, well, I believe the film came out on the 29th of May, 2009, which is tomorrow, 10 years ago.
And we didn't
plan this. We did not plan this at all. We just went to go and research to find out when the release date was for this podcast. And yeah, 10 years ago. So happy anniversary. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Doug and Kevin.
Happy birthday, Kevin and Doug. I can't believe it's 10 years.
I don't remember it coming out. I don't remember any hype. I don't remember anything about this film coming out.
You don't remember the film, though?
No, I watched it and it was like watching a new film. I don't think I was paying that much attention when I first watched this film.
Yeah, because when I first started making you watch Disney films, you weren't really into it.
Well, I was. I've always been into Disney, but at the same time, I wasn't like a massive... I wasn't... I was only interested in the ones I liked. I wasn't interested in watching new ones or like...
Selfish. He doesn't like expanding his horizons. That's what
I do
we're getting
now.
at. You give me a chance now. Like he said he'd hate Tangled, but he liked it.
I liked it. Really liked it.
Exactly. Anyway, that's episode 1. So 60-second challenge. Off you go in 3. Oh, hang on. I've got to get the timer up, haven't I? Let me get the watch ready. On your marks. Get set. Go.
So these young 2 kids who want to be explorers, they grow up together, they end up getting married, and she gets sick and dies. But she
blunt.
she never manages to fulfill her lifelong dream of going to the falls.
Rubbish.
They basically, he gets evicted from his house and decides instead of going into a care home, he's going to fulfill the dream for her and take the house with like balloons. He attaches balloons to it and it floats off. And what he doesn't realise is that Russell, a wilderness explorer guy, little kid, is still on his porch, and they end up going to the falls, and they happen upon this big adventure because they meet Kevin, which is his weird little bird thing. Say little, he's quite big.
I was gonna say little.
To reunite Kevin with his family. On the way, they bump into an old inspiration of his, who's still there trying to capture the bird, and they have to try and save Kevin, and eventually leads to Russell getting his badge that he went out for, and it's all about him, starting a new journey and starting fresh.
1 minute 13.
It was better than last time.
Yeah, but not quite there yet.
I'm getting there.
You're getting there.
I'm getting there.
Okay.
You ready?
Well, I think you did a good enough job.
Okay. All right.
I think this, I've decided now, this is going to be your challenge.
Oh, brilliant.
Because you're not very good at it. I will interject afterwards with some comments. So I'm going to say that obviously the main characters being Carl and Ellie. Mm-hmm. You kind of forgot the whole bit about the dogs.
Sorry.
That are involved. Because Doug is a major character. Yeah, but you did pretty well that time.
Yeah.
I'll give you that. So we'll go for the trivia challenge then.
Okay.
Let's move on. Would you like to go first?
Yeah, why not?
We still haven't checked the podcasts to find out scores. We need to have the scores, an ongoing running total of the scores. But I'll do that soon. We need it on the wall, on your
That'd be cool.
Your lovely blue wall behind us.
Yeah.
We can have a little ongoing score list. Anyway, go on.
Maybe we can have a big list as well, what films we've watched.
Yeah, maybe.
Right.
Test me.
On the door of the house,
yes.
How many locks are there?
Well, it's funny you say that. It's 4.
Did you come up with the same question?
No.
Oh.
Is that the right answer?
That is the right answer.
One of the continuity errors is, though, that it actually switches between 3 and 4.
Brilliant.
Spoiler alert for a continuity
I did think
error.
that, actually.
A couple of times,
but I didn't
it
I
switches.
thought it was my error.
No, a couple of times it switches by mistake.
That's weird.
But 4 officially.
Ah.
In that first scene where he's unlocking all the locks, there's 4.
That's interesting.
Yeah. Go for your next one.
Okay.
So that's 1 point to me. Ding, 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 ding.
Next one is how does Russell need to attract the snipe? What does he have to do?
He has to clap 3 times. That's how it draws it near.
Well done. Okay. Final one. What do the dogs call Russ? No. I think I've written this down wrong.
What do the dogs call? Are you trying to say?
No, I'm right. Yeah, no, I'm right. So, what do the dogs call Russell?
Tiny mailman.
That's the one.
Yeah. See?
That's impressive.
Full house.
That's
full
impressive.
house. So I've got 5 questions as per usual. Just in case you got any of mine, but they're all unique. So we'll do the first 3, which are official, and then we'll have the bonus 2.
Okay.
Question number 1: what job did Carl have before retiring? Awkward silence. See, he's just watched this film, guys. We've literally watched the film, stood up, moved into the studio, and recorded.
What job did he have before retiring?
Yes. It's kind of obvious. The film revolves around it. He was a balloon salesman.
Oh, of course.
He sold the balloons on the little car.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Sorry.
What badge is Russell missing?
The assisting the elderly.
Well done. He's got a point.
All right.
What is Charles Muntz's blimp called?
Spirit of adventure.
Yes, 2 out of 3. Well done. Yeah. So we'll go for the bonus questions. We've got a nice easy one. What food does Kevin enjoy?
Chocolate.
And what is the retirement village called that they're trying to send Carl to?
Something Oaks.
Yeah.
Golden Oaks.
Shady Oaks.
Ah.
Nice try. So, so as we said earlier, that the film is 10 years old today.
Yeah.
Another fun fact for you for this one is that the film cost 175 million to make, but it earned 735 million.
Wow.
So it earned $750,000 basically,
That's
which
impressive.
is pretty good. It was also Disney's first film ever to be presented in digital 3D.
Oh, 3D.
Mm-hmm.
I would have loved to have seen that in 3D.
Yeah. I never saw it in the cinema, I don't think.
That would have been really cool.
Yeah. It was also the second animation ever in history to be nominated for Best Picture.
Wow. What was?
The
Do you
Academy
know what the
Awards.
other one was?
Beauty and the Beast.
Ah, okay.
Yes.
I think that may have changed now.
Oh, yeah, that was 10 years ago.
Oh, okay. That was 10 years. Because I'm saying Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse just got that.
It was Academy
I think.
Awards. I don't know if that makes it different. It wasn't Oscars or anything.
Academy Award is Oscars, isn't it?
I don't know. You're the movie buff. Come on. I'm the Disney buff. You're the movie buff. Come on.
All right.
Stick to your profile. So characters in the film then, we obviously have Carl, who is played by Ed Asner, who is Santa in Elf.
Okay.
He's also in loads of other things that I'd not really heard of. You've then got Ellie, Carl's wife. Ellie is obviously only a child. She only has voice as a child. And that's played by a girl called Elizabeth Doctor. And you'll see she's not been in anything else.
Okay.
But there'll be a fact about her in a moment when I say somebody else. Russell is played by a boy called Jordan Nagai.
Right.
He's only ever been in Up and Up Shorts and Up Video Games and one episode of The Simpsons.
Interesting.
Yeah, you've got Doug, who's played by Bob Peterson. He is the co-director of Up.
Oh.
He also co-wrote Finding Nemo and Cars 3 and was an animator on Toy Story.
All right.
So that's Bob. Then you've got Kevin, who is played by Pete Docter. So I assume Elizabeth Docter, who plays Ellie, is Pete's daughter, niece.
Yeah.
Because they've got the same last name. So I assume that's how she landed the role. Because obviously it's only a few lines, isn't it?
Yeah.
So I imagine there's a relation there. Pete Docter was an animator and producer on Toy Story, Bugs Life, Toy Story 2, Monsters Inc., WALL-E, Inside Out, and was also in Inside Out. He was Father's Anger. You know, that anger voice. Yeah. So he's a big Pixar guy. And then you have Charles Muntz, who is played by Christopher Plummer, from The Sound of Music. Mm-hmm. And he's got a career spanning 6 decades or something ridiculous. So he's very well known. So who was your favourite? Who did you like?
I really like Kevin.
Yeah, Kevin's my favourite. I love Kevin. He's brilliant.
I've always been drawn to characters that just make stupid noises, like when we watched the Secret Life of Pets the other night, and you had the
it's not
turkey.
A Disney film. Don't mention it. Shh! Don't tell people we watch non-Disney films.
But the turkey in that, who just made stupid noises.
It's a rooster, not a turkey.
No, it was a turkey.
It was a rooster.
It was a turkey.
No, it wasn't.
Rooster's the name of the dog played by Harrison Ford.
Yeah, but it was a rooster that was running around. That was the point.
No.
That was a rooster.
No, it was a turkey.
It wasn't a turkey. I'm sure it was a rooster.
Anyway,
there was a mini side argument there. So Kevin's
my favourite.
Yeah.
Followed by Russell. I think Russell's funny.
My fun fact about Russell being one of my favourites, I named... So when I first got my car, I didn't actually mention this in the first one. I should have done.
Oh, that's where you got it from.
Yeah. So when I first passed my test, my driving... Mysterious. When I first passed my driving test, my driving instructor said that he informs all of his pupils that it's good luck to name your first car after your favourite Disney character. And genuinely, he said that to me. He didn't know I was a Disney fan or anything like that back then. And so I named my first car Woody because I just loved Disney. I had a little Woody keyring and everything. And then my second car, I named him Russell because he was reliable Russell. That's what we called him.
Who didn't turn out to be very reliable.
He was very reliable. He looked after me well. And my current car is called Stitch because he's bright blue. But anyway, so I named my second car after Russell. So I do love Russell, but Kevin is brilliant. But my dad's name is Kevin, so I can't be naming my car after my dad. That's a bit weird.
That's a bit weird.
And actually, I'll save that for a later section. There's another part to that story about my car being called Russell. We'll come back to that later.
Okay.
Do you know what I'm talking about?
Not at all.
Do you not?
No.
Okay, fine. Okay, so the soundtrack is by a guy called Michael Giacchino.
Go on.
So he composed the scores for a lot of television series, game series, and films. So when I was researching this, it was actually during the film.
Right.
And I went, at one point, and you went to me, what? And I was like, nope, save that for the podcast because I'm excited to tell you.
Okay, I remember that now.
He composed Lost. One of my favourite TV series.
Interesting you say that because some of the themes in there reminded me of Lost.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
So
I actually noted that down.
Oh, no way.
That's weird.
Weird.
It's weird that I can notice things. I do, like with John Williams and people like that.
So he composed Lost, or he composed the scores to Lost, Elias, and Fringe. He also did the video game series Medal of Honor and Call of Duty. And many films such as The Incredibles, Mission Impossible 3, Ratatouille, Star Trek, Up, Super 8, Mission Impossible, Ghost Protocol, Star Trek Into Darkness, Dawn of the Planet of the Apes, Jurassic World, Inside Out, Zootopia, Star Trek
This is weird.
Beyond, Doctor Strange, Rogue One, Spider-Man Homecoming, War of the Planet of the Apes, Coco, Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom, Incredibles 2, and the upcoming, it's not upcoming anymore, Spider-Man Far From Home. No, it is upcoming.
No, it's upcoming. That comes out in a couple of months.
Sorry, forgot. I'm getting that one and the animated one around the wrong way.
So I also noted down Planet of the Apes in the score.
Really?
There's actually similar instruments. And there was a section when they first find the cave where our villain lives.
What's his name?
I don't know.
I knew you said villain because you'd forgotten. Charles Muntz.
I wasn't great with characters on this one.
Rubbish. He asked me halfway through the film what the main character was called. I was like, what?
It's hard.
Carl?
He doesn't. No one says his name.
They do.
No, they don't.
Mr. Fredrickson.
Oh, yeah.
He says it like every 10 minutes.
Well, shh.
So yeah, so that's Michael.
Wow.
Yeah, pretty good. I liked it. I think it's quite nice. The main thing for me is the song "Married Life," which is obviously the main like song throughout. You've got so many reprises throughout the film and little nods to it in every bit. Beautiful. I just love that song. I think it's such a beautiful piece.
It's good. I liked it.
Good. So speaking of liking things, what was your favourite scene?
The life montage, as I've written it down as. Mm-hmm. So, from them being kids, showing their life, to her dying.
So, can you guess that that's mine as well?
Well, you were a blubbering mess 12 minutes into the film.
12 minutes into the film, I've seen this film, 5-6 times?
Yeah.
I probably watch it every other year, I'd say. I literally was a blubbering mess. Do you know what? The moment that music kicked in, I was already crying because I just knew what was coming. And I could tell that Aaron had sort of forgotten what was coming. And I'm sat there and he's looking at me like, what are you doing? Because I'm crying at these really happy things that are happening.
They're like getting married and like all this stuff. And it's like, why are you crying?
So emotional. I said to Aaron, I think part of the reason that I do that is because I relate it a little bit to my life in that me and Aaron, we met when we were younger and we've had loads of adventures. And obviously, spoiler alert for the end of the film, we know that Ellie's been filling up her adventure book with the adventures she's had, such as getting married and the picnics, and that's her adventure and that's how she sees her life as being an adventure. It wasn't going to the top of that mountain, and that's kind of how Carl's able to let go. Mm-hmm. And I kind of see that in my marriage with you.
What are you letting go of?
No, not letting go of, but like that this is our adventure. It's not, and then obviously she has the miscarriage and then she dies and you just like, oh my God.
It's a bit deep for a Disney film, isn't it? I mean, I know Disney has like a lot of dark stuff in their films. Yeah. But wow, that's pretty dark.
But it's just so impressive how they build up this love and then tear it down in 12 minutes. Because I'm a blubbering mess and it's not it's because I've fallen for those characters and their
You're
love
invested
already.
in 12 minutes.
In
That's
12
crazy.
minutes, I'm literally, honestly, afterwards, I felt like, I haven't had a good cry like that in a long time. It felt good. And then obviously my second favourite scene is towards the end of the film, which is where Carl gives Russell the Ellie badge for assisting the elderly.
That got me.
That got you a little bit. You welled up a little bit.
I was like, come on, why are you doing this to me?
So that's obviously my second favourite part, because again, it's just so beautiful and sweet, and he's just grown from being a grumpy, miserable man to a happy sort of dad.
Yeah.
What about least favourite scene?
I struggled, I'll be honest.
I did not write one down.
No,
There is nothing bad about this film.
the whole subplot there was a subplot in the film that didn't go anywhere. That was between the dogs. You see, you had Doug,
Yeah.
who was kind of like the outcast dog, and then you had all the others.
Cone of shame.
Yeah, and like that whole thing where Doug helps them escape, and the dogs go after Doug, and like, I don't know, there's something missing from that subplot. Like, it didn't really go anywhere.
Yeah.
I guess that whole thing for me, the confrontation between the dogs wasn't played out. Like, I would have liked to have seen more of Alpha against Doug. Like, at the end, you could imagine them against each other while the other things happening with the house and getting dragged off.
I see what you're saying, and you could almost say that actually the dogs are irrelevant.
Yeah, they are. Massively. That's what I mean. Like, that whole subplot, they build up these dogs to be looking for Doug and the bird and all of this sort of stuff, and then really, like, they are completely irrelevant to the story. They're just mechanics as part of our villain.
I'm not complaining though, because I like it, and I think it's sweet how it works. But I see your point. That's fair enough. Okay, so how about we move on to the moral of the film? What do you think the moral is? You
summed it up pretty well in that you said how she put the scrapbook together and that was her adventure. It wasn't to her. It wasn't getting to where she wanted to go, where they had painted on the wall. So it's really about how do I put that into words?
Well, I think you just did put it into words.
Yeah, like it's not about the destination. It's about the journey.
Oh,
I think it's a bit like that.
Yeah, I get that. I wrote down the following: the sky is the limit. You're never too old to achieve your dreams. Marry someone just as weird as yourself and stay true to yourself and what you believe in.
Oh,
that's what I wrote.
That's nice.
Because, yeah, I don't know. That's what I did. That's what I got from it. And what did you notice watching it as an adult then in comparison to what a child might notice?
I mean, I guess like the marriage stuff and like as an adult.
Did you just hear my stomach then?
Yeah.
I'm so sorry.
I'm pretty sure that's going to be on here.
I hope you enjoy my growling stomach, people. I'm sorry. Sorry, carry on.
So like, as an adult who's been married, like you see it in a way of being a married person.
Yeah.
Like, as a kid, the marriage stuff isn't important.
No.
Like, you probably, as a kid...
You don't know what a marriage is, really.
Yeah, and I think this film's quite heavy, especially the first act. I think it's very heavy.
First 12 minutes.
Yeah, as a kid. Like, you can imagine sat there, like, the parents sobbing behind them. They're just sort of like, where's the colourful stuff gone?
Yeah, and I see what you mean. So I was going to say the same thing about the marriage, but I was also going to mention the miscarriage part where she obviously loses the baby.
Yeah, which I don't think the kids would get at all. I don't think the kids
would get. I don't think they would understand that as well, because obviously you see them painting the nursery and then you see them sat in a doctor's office. That doesn't really mean much to a 7-year-old.
And I think this will be a talking point between the kids and the adults, because I can imagine the kids turning around saying, "Where's the baby then?"
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, I don't think they would. I think it's such a quick moment that
maybe.
the kids have kind of forgotten about it.
They might spot the crib, though, and be like, I don't know.
But that's what I'm saying. I think that little section about the baby has kind of gone so quickly that you don't, if you're a kid, you're probably not even going to notice it because the montage is such a quick fire thing. And then the other thing I picked up on was the obviousness that Russell's parents are divorced.
Yeah.
Because when he was talking about his dad and saying that, I can't remember, the Phyllis or something, was it Phyllis?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, would get annoyed. And he said, "Oh, I'm sure your mum isn't like that." And he's like, "She's not my mum."
Yeah, that's
it.
That's something.
That's when you go, oh, that's his stepmom.
Yeah.
That's his
There's
step-parent. And then
there.
obviously at the end when they're at the ceremony, the Wilderness Explorers ceremony, only the mum is there. And Carl comes to help, and obviously his dad is not in the picture anymore, and things like that. And I don't think anyone would pick up on that it's divorce, but you know it's divorce because all prior to this, no Disney films, if there was a single parent, have they ever mentioned
like Toy Story
why or how they're a single parent? We know it's because of divorce or because of death. Mm-hmm. We know that, but it's never mentioned. And this is the first time it's kind of mentioned and hinted that it's actually a divorce because
it's quite brave.
There's a stepmom. You know there's a stepmom. And I think that's something that I picked up on that I don't think I picked up on when I watched it like 10 years ago.
I think this is the first Disney movie that, and especially I can think of right now off the top of my head, that goes against that argument that Disney is predominantly kids' movies. This is the first movie where you can easily say, actually, there's probably more themes for an adult.
Yeah, I think so.
Than there is a kid.
Yeah,
You've just got all the bright colours and stuff.
I don't necessarily know if there's more themes for it, but I think the theming is completely different because I think as a child watching versus an adult watching, you're getting two completely different films.
Oh, absolutely.
And there's not many films that do that.
No.
There's things you pick up on like, oh, I got that little innuendo there. But you never get a completely different experience. And I genuinely believe this is a completely different experience, whether you're an adult, especially an adult who may have been through... Sorry, my stomach's going again. Been through loss or been through... a divorce or the parents are separated or things like that. But then also if you're a child that's faced those things...
You could latch onto this.
It could almost be healing for that child.
Yeah.
You know, if your parents have gone through a divorce, you might find an elderly neighbour called Carl Fredrickson who will take you on an adventure. That could come out wrong though. Kids don't run off.
Don't go off looking for
with
neighbours.
Old men.
Oh jeez.
This has gone from sweet to weird, so that's good.
This really has.
So continuity errors. Then my favourite section. I only noticed two things, and I didn't do much research on them, but I couldn't really find anything that was quite interesting. But the two I did notice is Carl's hearing aid keeps disappearing every now and then. Don't know if you noticed that.
No, I didn't notice
every
that.
now and then it's like,
I don't know how
it's
you
just
have
vanished.
the eye for these things.
I just do.
I'm too busy looking at the pretty colours. Like, oh, wow.
Like a child. The other thing I noticed is, you know how Russell said he needed one more badge and then he become a senior wilderness explorer. Mm-hmm. So all he needs is assisting the elderly.
Sure.
On the final scene when they're all, they're handing out the badges because they give the badges to two other children before they come to Russell.
Yeah.
They're passing them the badges, which are different badges, but you can still see a load of gaps on their sashes.
Yeah.
So I thought you needed every badge to be a senior.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. No, I actually spotted that.
The other kids.
The second one especially was really gappy. So what does that mean?
Special treatment. They all hated Russell. They all thought he was weird. So they made him get every badge.
Maybe.
I don't think so.
Let's just pretend because that destroys the plot hole.
But that's kind of all I found about it. But I did find lots of Easter eggs. So the main one at the very beginning of the film, when you've got the black and white film at the beginning explaining Charles Muntz, when he comes off the blimp, the narrator says
Jiminy Cricket,
which is obviously a throwback to Pinocchio. Oh, is it?
Yeah, later on it says it again.
We spoke before in Toy Story about the number A113, which
I looked for that.
Did you? Did you not spot it?
I couldn't spot it anywhere.
It's when he's got his court summons. It's the courtroom door number. Carl wears the cap of the grape soda bottle.
Yes.
So he's wearing that as a pin. The same brand is in the Toy Story Buzz Lightyear commercial. So when it's like, it's Buzz Lightyear, there's a kid drinking grape soda and it's the same brand.
In the first one?
Yeah.
So that's been around before Up?
Well, yeah.
That's mad.
Yeah. Speaking of Toy Story, which I pointed out to you in the film as well, is in when the house is going up.
Yeah.
Up, film name. See what I did there? Anyway, when the house is going up, it goes past the little girl's bedroom and the little girl has a Pixar ball, the little yellow and blue ball with a red star, and a Lotso in the corner, which is quite cool. But did you realise that Toy Story 3, where Lotso has come from, came out in 2010?
When was this film?
2009. So Lotso actually appeared in Up.
Foreshadowing.
Lotso appeared in Up before he appeared in Toy Story 3.
Nice.
So that's a nice little tidbit. And then in the credits of the film, we saw that Carl and Russell went to go watch Star Wars together. I thought Aaron liked Star Wars, so I thought I'd mention that one. And then finally, of course, the Pizza Planet truck was in the film. Did you spot it?
No. Was it when they were going over the city?
Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna read this out because I forgot where it was and I didn't spot it, to be honest. So I've got this off the internet, so I'm just gonna read it. It appears twice. Once when Carl's house is first lifted into the air, and another time at the ice cream parking lot at the end of the movie. The first appearance is actually a different type of Pizza Planet car, not the usual truck featured in the other Pixar films. So it's in twice. That's
incredible.
Yes.
Wow. There is another little bit of a call to a non-Disney movie.
Go for it.
There's a couple of calls to King Kong.
Okay. There's a lot. I'll come back to that.
So one of them being that he's trying to get this creature off the island. Off the... where it is, right? Trying to get him and bring him back to the city. That's King Kong. That's the plot of King Kong.
Okay.
And also at the end, with the house, and you've got.
Isn't that so sweet when the house is just on the hill at the end, exactly where we want it to be, and he has no idea. But
the end when it's in the air.
Yeah.
And Russell is on the leaf blower. The planes are circling.
Right.
That is basically like the end of King Kong.
Oh, okay.
So I see that as the film has some major nods to King Kong.
Okay, cool. So before we give it our rating, we always like to do our little links to Walt Disney World section.
Yes, of course.
And this is where we come back to the car. Do you have any... My car. Do you remember this?
No.
Do you not? Okay, so we had an experience where we met Doug and Russell at Animal Kingdom in Disney World. We got to go along and see that you remembered now.
Now I know.
So we got to meet Doug and Russell. We stayed. Do you know what? It was actually that time we went was the only character we queued for, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was.
Was to meet Doug and Russell because I really wanted to see them. And so we stand in this queue and we get to the front and I said to Russell, actually, I've got a funny picture which I'll put on our Instagram. So head over to @MouseHousePod so you can see it of us with Doug and Russell. Sorry, I've got the hiccups. And so I said to Russell, first of all, I said to Doug, "Squirrel," and he looked, it was brilliant. And I said to Russell, I told him that my car was named after him, and that he was my reliable Russell, and I named it after him. And then he went up to the cast member and got a piece of paper and a pen, and he wrote down, "Dear Russell II, safe adventures, love Russell the First." And that's I've still got it. It's in we've got little Disney World memory.
You still had it.
Yeah, it's in our memory box.
You should take a picture and put that on
our
Instagram.
I'll see if I can dig it out. And so I've got that, and it says that on it.
You look like you're tearing up just thinking about it.
No, I'm not. It was just really sweet. It was just such a sweet, because sometimes you get some really nice encounters with characters in Disney, and that was a really sweet one. And he really acted like he was excited that I'd named my car after him. And that was really sweet. So obviously at Animal Kingdom, not only do you have the meet and greet, you have which we haven't seen yet, we have Doug and Russell's Up Bird Adventure, which is basically the bird show. Yeah, it's just
added characters. It's just to theme it and make it more popular.
They also have Kevin wandering around, which we haven't seen yet.
No,
he's more recent. So Kevin's out there in the park. And then finally, in the Magic Kingdom hub, in the main bit in front of the castle, you often hear Married Life, the song, played. And Aaron last year, I remember, got a little bit confused when I just stopped in my tracks when I heard it. And I kind of got a bit teary. And he was like, "What on earth is happening?" And now you've seen the film, do you see why?
Yeah, I get it now. You missed a couple of things in the parks.
Oh, go for it.
So the first one being Happily Ever After. It's on the castle.
Damn cars. Sorry. Yes.
It's on the castle.
Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, every film was on that castle, so...
Yeah, I know.
We didn't mention that in Toy Story that it was in there. Okay. So, quit your yapping.
Okay, the other one is that you can become a wilderness explorer in Animal Kingdom. Oh,
yes, you can. You can become a wilderness... I forget this is a podcast sometimes, and I do, like, actions, but I'm doing the little W bird symbol right now, which we did do.
Yeah.
Well, we took the oath to become a wilderness explorer, and then we did not collect any badges.
Yeah.
We suck. We're rubbish wilderness explorers. But it's basically Scouts, isn't it?
I just wanted the sticker to put on my hat.
You did. You put the stick on your hat, didn't
I did.
you? That's funny. You know, like on caps these days, like when you got like the flat cap, you get like the little shiny sticker to say
This is an official flat cap.
this is an official flat cap brand or whatever it is. He took the Wilderness Explorer sticker and placed it over the top of that sticker, which was pretty epic.
It was a Nintendo 64 hat with
No,
a
it wasn't,
wilderness.
was it?
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
I don't think it was.
Or was it the one I bought there?
I think it was the one you brought there.
Bought a Stormtrooper one.
It was the Stormtrooper
Yeah.
one. It was. So in summary then, what did you rate? If you can hear that car alarm in the background, I'm so sorry. Worst timing ever. God.
Go on. You can go first.
I'm giving it a solid 10. There is
Really?
nothing wrong with this film. It's beautiful. It makes me cry. I love it.
I'm going for 9.5.
Ugh.
Just because I don't like giving 10s out willy-nilly.
I'm not giving it willy-nilly. This film made me sob like a baby in 12 minutes. What film can build you up and kick you to the curb so damn quickly?
I don't know if I'm heartless, but I just didn't feel as much as you did. I would throw a 10 out at a film like Coco. Coco to me is a 10.
Spoilers.
Sorry, but we'll do that much further down the line. Hopefully.
Much further? I'm hoping not.
Depending
I'll
on
watch that
when,
film soon.
depending on when that comes out. It might come out next. Who knows?
Who knows? So 9.5 and 10 out of 10. This is probably the highest rating we've done so far, I
It
think.
is. It is the highest.
Beats Toy Story, does it?
Yeah,
Yeah, I agree. I just think it's so...
the original anyway.
I just think it's so beautiful.
It's good.
I love it.
Do you think we'll see a up to?
Oh, that was a section I forgot to scrub out because basically no.
I can't see it happening.
No.
The story is self-contained.
There is no whispers of it or anything like that. And I don't...
I mean, what would they do?
I think it would ruin it.
What would they do?
Carl's adventures with Russell afterwards, some other
I mean,
adventure.
isn't there some kind of like... Is there like a series of like Doug and Russell or something? I think there is, isn't there?
There is.
Oh, no,
There's Doug's Adventure or something.
there is one coming to
Doug
Disney
and
Plus. It's a Doug and Russell thing.
Yeah, I think there's some shorts or something.
The
but
other
they're
question is, obviously they're doing their live actions. Do you think we'll ever get to a point where we see
No.
a live action adaptation of Up?
I hope not. I think it's just perfect the way it is.
Yeah, it is, but so is a lot of their stuff they've done. Beauty and the Beast.
Yeah, I get that, but I think
It'll be a few years. But,
I think
you know.
it wouldn't look as pretty. They've made the animation look so beautiful
Yeah,
that it
it's
wouldn't
true.
be possible to make it look any better. By
Is it
making
Pixar?
live. Yes.
Of course it is. So yeah,
We've mentioned it's Pixar like 18
they're
times.
not touching Pixar, so I think it's safe from a live action.
Okay, good. And I think it's safe from a sequel too.
Yeah.
Okay, so shall we choose next week's video?
Okay, let's do this.
Put your hand in the hat, Aaron.
I have.
I have.
And
And what have we got? Drum roll, please. Go.
Pirates of the Caribbean.
Oh. Oh my God, I don't want to do it.
Why?
No. I don't like
Pirates
it.
of the Caribbean.
Oh.
Curse of the Black Pearl.
Stupid bag.
What?
The bag that you
Oh.
pulled it out of.
Stupid bag. I was like, I thought you were talking about me.
Yeah, I am. I don't like Jack Sparrow. We'll save that for next week.
Dun, 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 dun.
You're the worst. So we will see you next week on another episode of... What?
Sorry, I just hit the headphone on the mic.
Oh,
I forgot I was wearing headphones.
brilliant. So we will see you next week, next Thursday, with another episode of Mouse House. We try and release our episodes around 8 o'clock, which means they will be on iTunes usually by 9, 10, 11 o'clock at night. It takes 2 or 3 hours for them to be fed once we go live. As per usual, please leave us some comments, questions, feedback. You can either email us, Instagram us, Twitter us,
Twitter us.
tweet us, Facebook group us. I don't think we've got any fans in our Facebook group, so please come and join us.
Yeah, and we haven't... Oh, no, we have got a few on Twitter. We've had a couple of retweets already, so...
Well, that's because I'm the one that looks after Instagram and you're the one that looks after Twitter.
Yeah.
Rubbish. So please join us on different social media platforms. We'd love to hear from you. And if you do leave us any comments, we will discuss them in the next podcast. If you want to leave us a comment about today's video, we can do that at the start of the next episode. Or if you want to tell us some fun facts or some interesting things you want us to mention about,
or
Pirates of the Caribbean, please do send them on. And because we record usually on a Monday or a Tuesday, ready for editing on Wednesday and upload on Thursday.
Yeah.
So if you can try and get them to us by the end of the weekend, that's the best way about it.
Yeah.
Sometimes a Sunday night if we've got a busy week, so maybe get it in by like Saturday.
Yeah. And also, if you want to request what film goes in the hat, make sure you do that as well. You can. It might already be in there at this point, but drop it in there. And also, tell us your stories about Disney World and the trips you've been on, Disney related. Go for it. Why not?
Excellent. So we will see you next week, guys. Have a magical day.
Bye-bye.
Bye.